Yeah, we back. Yeah, we back. Now, today's going to be a quick video, a follow-up video to the one I dropped yesterday about Ivory Coast kicking out the French military, allegedly, right? Now, in that video, we spoke about the hidden agenda behind France's new foreign policy in Africa, where now you're going to see some of these nations so-called kicking the French out the country. But when you look below the surface, when you look behind the curtain, you see something more nefarious at play. Now, in my video yesterday, we pretty much already debunked this whole entire story. We really broke down who is Alassane Ouattara, the president of Ivory Coast. Where did he come from? How did he rise to power? You know, who is this guy, right? And once we examined his background, we pretty much already had an idea that this was a fraudulent announcement, right? He came on state TV, you know, like a big man. Oh, yeah, you know, yeah, we got the military base back. Yeah, the French leaving the country. Please, man, hopped on state TV and straight lied to the cameras. But what's even crazier is that just a couple days after he made that announcement on state TV, the French media actually came out and confirmed everything that we said in the video yesterday. Take a look up on the screen. Now, this is a translation from French to English, but I believe this is coming from Le Monde newspaper, right? It says this: in Côte d'Ivoire, the French military presence is easing, but not disappearing. The French military base in Port Bouet will be returned to Abidjan at the end of January, while the Franco-Ivorian military cooperation will be remodeled. Now, listen, I don't even feel bad for Alassane Ouattara. You see how the French just embarrassed him in front of the entire world? He probably had this plan already mapped out in his mind, right? Basically, I'm about to go on state TV. I'm about to be like, yeah, we're kicking the French out the country. Meanwhile, he probably already had a conversation with the French government where they already came to an agreement about this withdrawal a long time ago, right? But he gonna come in front of the cameras, January 2025, the French leaving the country, you know, sovereignty, please. And the French came out 2 days later. We are not leaving the country. We are just remodeling the military agreement. You see how they just embarrassed? You see, what type of ally is this, bruh? You see, Alassane Ouattara, he was like, yo, I'm about to look good in front of the cameras. I'm about to look good in front of the diaspora, right? And the French came out the same week and just embarrassed him, man. That's why you can't ally with the French, man. This is not a good ally. Damage his credibility even more. Whatever credibility he had left, destroyed it. You see, but that's what happened when you ally with the French. They're just going to embarrass you, right? Leave you out to dry every single time. Every single time, bro. Let's continue. Take a look up on the screen. After being successfully driven out of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger between 2022 and 2023, then asked to leave Senegal and Chad at the end of November 2024, the French military is preparing to drastically reduce their presence in Côte d'Ivoire. The French military base in Port Bouet will be returned to Côte d'Ivoire by the end of January. This withdrawal, long planned by the French and Ivorian authorities, exactly, see what I'm saying? That's why I said you cannot compare this scenario to the situations that happen in other countries, right? This is not a case where the French are getting kicked out the country, humiliated and embarrassed, like what happened in other nations. This is not that. This is a mutual agreement, a mutual understanding between both governments. And now let's continue. Ouattara's announcement on Tuesday was unexpected. The president is seen by many as one of the African leaders most close to France. In a country in which anger against France is growing, that perception has bred deep resentment of the government. In August, French President Emmanuel Macron celebrated Ouattara in a private dinner at the Élysée. My man getting state dinners at the Élysée, you know, sipping wine at the Élysée with Macron and his wife. I mean, come on, bro. My man in too deep with them boys down in Paris. My man in too deep with them boys down in Paris, man. They be having private dinners with Macron, bro. You know, having private conversations, man. Listen. It's crazy, bro. Let's continue. The wave of pushback has forced France to devise a new military strategy for the continent that officials say will be in line with the needs of partner countries. Temporary deployments rather than permanent military presence and more focus on training local forces are some features of the new policy. Now, as we can see, the French government is determined to maintain its geopolitical position. But like I said before, we've seen this story before, right? Sometimes folks forget that there have been colonial nations that have significantly been reduced in power and prestige. For example, nobody talks about Portugal anymore, and they were the first ones on the scene. And once upon a time, Portugal was known as a great power, a great naval power, a great colonial power. But now Portugal is like that old head standing on the corner telling you stories about the glory days when he used to drive a Benz back in the 80s, right? But in the modern day, they don't have nothing to show for their colonial exploits. And now it's funny, right? There are Portuguese citizens that migrate to their former colonies. You would think it'd be the other way around, but now you have Portuguese that actually migrate as immigrants to their former colonies, because that's how much Portugal fell off. And France could end up in a similar situation where you're just kind of known as that tourist spot that people just go to, you know, on break just to go hang out and maybe, you know, take pictures at the monuments and things like that. But that's about it, right? In terms of, you know, geopolitical power, you don't really think about that when it comes to Portugal. Yes, once upon a time that was the case, but not in the modern day, right? So I can see France ending up in a similar situation as them. But anyway, let's continue. Let's take a look at some of the reactions on social media. This person said, Alassane Ouattara, who was originally a Burkinabe, would never have become the Ivorian president if not for the French military. No way in hellfire is he chasing French away. This is merely France withdrawing its military to save face following its recent expulsion from the Sahel. Absolutely. Now, this was supposed to be a mutually beneficial arrangement, right? Where the French were able to now move in the cover of darkness. And also, it was supposed to make Alassane Ouattara look good. It was supposed to be a boost to his reputation. Like, oh yeah, we kicking the Western powers out the country. We standing on business when it comes to our sovereignty, right? But the French media just came out and embarrassed him. Came straight out and embarrassed him. They said, listen, bro, you're not kicking nobody out the country, right? We came to a mutual agreement. You didn't kick nobody out the country, right? Stop making us look soft out here, bro. We not soft. You see, the French government is so arrogant. Even when it comes to one of their closest allies, man, they couldn't let him shine for 1 week, right? Let him be in the headlines, make him look good for 1 week. No, came out and embarrassed that boy. Came out and did the clarification. You know, I just want to give the clarification that we are not leaving the country. Let's continue. This person said, the guy that was ready to go attack Niger at the behest of France, remember? Comedy Central. Yeah, if you remember, back like summer 2023, when the military government in Niger rose to power, Alassane Ouattara was the first one, guns ready, you know, guns in hand, ready to go ready to go and restore democracy. That's why I'm saying, that's why when I seen this headline talking about we kicking the French out the country, Alassane Ouattara, please, Alassane Ouattara was ready to go kill other black men on the behalf of the white man, bro, please. Alassane Ouattara is a different breed. Alassane Ouattara is a different breed. Like I said, he's not a stupid black man. He's not a dumb black man. He's a highly educated black man. You know, went to the Ivy Leagues, got a PhD. But listen, when it comes to France, Alassane Ouattara, he gonna kill for France and he gonna die for France. Now let's continue. Take a look up on the screen if you don't remember. Ivory Coast ready to send troops to Niger. President Alassane Ouattara says the country will provide a battalion and has made all financial arrangements for the operation. Now, if you remember, the coup d'etat in Niger happened like the end of July, right? If you look at this headline, this is the beginning of August. So within 2 weeks, Alassane Ouattara had a battalion ready and the money in hand ready to go kill other black men. Yo, listen, bro. Alassane Ouattara is a different breed, bro. He's a different breed when it comes to this, when it comes to being a stooge for the Western powers, bro. He's a different breed. Now let's continue. Back during that time, Alassane Ouattara said this: provisions will be made at the budgetary level so that our soldiers and officers who participate in the operation do not lack anything. Ivory Coast is ready. Bro, within like a week and a half, my man talking about we got the money in hand, we got the guns in hand. Bro, he was ready to go kill other black men, no questions asked, like no dialogue, nothing. We're not talking about nothing. We killing y'all boys. Like, bro, Alassane Ouattara, a different breed, bro. I don't know what type of blackmail they got on him, bro. They probably got some crazy blackmail on Alassane Ouattara. Let's continue. Believing what comes from this man's mouth is the same as believing what Ruto of Kenya is saying. Ouattara is like the ambassador of France in West Africa. That's a fact. That's a fact. He the ambassador of France in the whole region, bro. Alassane Ouattara, a different breed, bro. He got married to his French wife in Paris. Bro, he different with it. He different. He different, bro. Let's continue. This person said, Côte d'Ivoire has offered France the most face-saving way out of the country of any other place they have had to withdraw from. I'm guessing Ouattara will call it in a favor when he announces his 4th term bid. Now, that's a lot of folks in my comment section said that on my video yesterday. Apparently, the elections in Ivory Coast are coming up, so that also might have played a part in why he went on state TV, you know, trying to act like he was Dessalines. Oh yeah, we kicking the French out the country. Sovereignty is back in the building. No, stop it, bro. The elections are coming up. That actually makes perfect sense, and I do believe that he's gonna call in that favor as always, right? Because Alassane Ouattara has already showed and proven to the French that, listen, I'm riding with y'all, bro. I'm banging with y'all, right? You saw what it was last year. I was ready to go to war with y'all, bro. I was the first one on the scene with the hammer in my hand. So yes, of course. Yes, of course. Alassane Ouattara is definitely going to call in the favor when it's time for elections. Absolutely. If not him running in the elections, then him and the French government probably already got a successor already handpicked to go run in the elections, right? They probably already got a guy ready to go tucked in the chamber. That's how this should go. Anyway, let's continue. This person said, probably staged. If it was real by now, we would be knowing Ouattara's dirty linen. With the amount of intelligence that France has, they would have known the decision on day one of its discussion and unleashed a negative publicity campaign way before the announcement. Now, that is, like I said, exactly. If it was truly a case where Alassane Ouattara was really stomping his feet, defending the sovereignty of his nation, we kicking the Western forces out the country, we reclaiming our sovereignty and our autonomy and our independence and our dignity and our pride. If that was the case, then you would have seen, yes, absolutely, a slander campaign unleashed in the media, right? A propaganda campaign would be unleashed in the media, right? Alassane Ouattara would go from being known as one of the most trusted Western allies in Africa to they would have been saying things like, oh, Alassane Ouattara is threatening regional stability. Alassane Ouattara is making a shift towards authoritarianism, right? Somebody who they labeled as an example of democracy, right? Somebody who they known as a trusted Western ally in the region. They'll be calling him an authoritarian, a dictator, a strongman, threatening regional and economic stability in the region. They would have been talking about Russia. They'd have been saying, oh, Russia, 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 Russia. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a propaganda campaign 100 miles per hour. Now, some of y'all came into my comment section and actually said that you feel the same thing about what happened in Ivory Coast is the same thing going on in Chad, right? With France also being told in recent weeks that it is time to leave the country. Now, when it comes to Chad, I'll be honest, I don't really know either which way. I don't know if it's sincere or if it's fraudulent. I can't really say. But what I do know is that back in January, the president of Chad, as you can see, take a look up on the screen. I don't want to say the name of who he's meeting with because I think that might trigger the algorithm, but I don't got to say nothing. Take a look up on the screen. That was a year ago, back in like January 2024. Now, just a couple months after that, like 2 months after that, take a look up on the screen. France launches an embezzlement inquiry into the president of Chad, Mohamed Idriss Déby. French prosecutors have ordered an inquiry into allegations that Chad's president embezzled public funds for a shopping spree on luxury clothes from Paris. So my man went to an undisclosed name country to go meet with an undisclosed name individual, and then like within a few weeks, the French government launched a case against him, right? And then recently he told the French it's time to leave the country. So I'm on the fence. I don't really know what's going on with Mohamed Idriss Déby. I don't know. I can't really tell you what's going on inside of his head, right? But like I said, if Alassane Ouattara was really standing against France, you would have seen something similar happen to him. You would have seen cases launched against him. You would have seen his bank accounts frozen. His assets would have been seized. His properties might have been taken from the government. You would have seen attacks being launched against him. But like I said, it's a mutual agreement between him and the French government, so you're not going to see anything of that sort. But anyways, man, I'm not going to be here too long. As you can see, Alassane Ouattara has been thoroughly embarrassed by France. You know, he tried to come out on state TV, you know, stomping his feet, acting like he's standing on sovereignty. But the French came out and gave the clarification. You know, we want to give some clarification to the situation. We are not leaving the country. We are simply remodeling and repositioning and just moving into a different direction. But we are still going to be in the building. We still going to be on the territory. You know, goddamn, embarrass that boy. Embarrass that boy before the elections. Anyways, man, it's your boy Nevercard Salim back in the building. Yes, indeed. Cash app in the description. Support the channel, man. Support the album. Peace.
No. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders. You know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we young. She said that she ready to come be my wife. Yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word and it's bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I mean no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news. Back in my city they loving me. Standing alone I'm 100 deep. Enemy plotting is still in reach. They try to make sure that we underneath. Trying to make sure that we never make it. Coming for power, come get acquainted. Coming for everything that I wanted. Feeling like Drake, but I really wrote it. Feeling like Kendrick, I'm checking names. Gotta roll up while I go insane. Got so much stress, I've been gained weight. Stuffing these racks in this Louis case. One thing for certain, I'm about to check. Keep it 100 and nothing less. Stick with the family since day one. Had to stay down till my day come. Had to stay down, but I'm never patient. Hop on the mic and I'm motivated. Hop on the mic and I drop a classic. Haters can't see me, they copping glasses. Back in the studio making magic. Got a new tape and it's in production. Back on my business, I got a budget. Staying low key when I'm out in public. Feel like I'm 75. Know that your team be full of them traders. You know that can never be mine. I'm grabbing a thought when I drive. I'm back in my zone and we young. She said that she ready to come be my wife. Yeah, hoping I don't do her wrong. I gave her my word and it's bond. I'm whipping the best like a lamb. I mean no chicken and lamb. Accustomed to call me the man. I never be up on the gram. I'm keeping that way undercover. She want me to tell her I love her. I told her I'm breaking the rules. I told her we making the news.